Welcome to episode 55 of New Indian Woman podcast, airing first in early December 2021, and I am your host Krishna. In the last episode, that is episode 54, we met young Indian women at various life stages discussing about managing workplace demands and running a home. In this episode, we continue our discussion with women at a different stage in life. Does the problem get simpler or complex? Do the techniques of managing job and home differ from what one applies at an earlier stage in life? Come on, let us examine. Now, we move on to an assistant professor at an engineering college. We hear the phrase balancing work and home often only in the context of women. What are the top 3 things you do to manage work and home well?
Yeah, first thing is what I feel is women who are working should be systematic and well organized. Secondly, they should talk with their family always and tell them what is the thing that they are undergoing and what support they seek from the family.
Excellent.
And thirdly, we should spend little time with the family, at least in the evenings, 1 hour at least every day, so that people in the family also don't miss you whenever they need. And very important thing is, if at all it comes to your either husband or children, you have to see that you have to tell them, I am there for you always.
Wonderful.
Whatever may be my situation, my work is secondary, you are my first.
Okay.
If this assurance is given at the family, certainly there will be a balance.
Okay.
And we have to react accordingly. That is also there.
Yes. And I am coming to your first point of systematic and organized. What do you mean by that? In your life, what does it mean?
So what I feel is systematic in the sense, like even take it starting from arranging your kitchen to your home, and you're taking a maid at the home or taking support system. It is very, very essential. We should first analyze what all things I need to move out smoothly, to balance both the things, so that I need to arrange all those things in and around, all the things, the facilities, what I need to do, what I need to keep up for myself. Simple example, I keep everything in my kitchen accordingly. And another example I could tell you is, next day morning when I have to get up, the previous night itself, I'll keep all my clothes stacked in my bathroom itself in the way I have to wear it.
Excellent. A small step, but actually makes a huge lot of difference in the morning.
Because even a single minute makes a difference.
Right.
So that is one thing. Then very important is, secondly, is you have to give that love and affection to your child when you wake up your child. You can't just say, get up, I am getting late, you get up. I can do that. You should not do that also. So you should give that love and affection to your child. Then we have to spare that 5 to 10 minutes for the child, to wake up the child and pacify it and give that love and care and wake up the child.
Let me put it differently. So instead of searching for the matching blouse or the matching dupatta for 5-10 minutes in the morning, those 10 minutes with the child and, cuddling up with her maybe, it makes a lot of difference.
So that is one thing. So you can always take the help of your husband. You should talk to your husband and tell him, see, I need your help in the morning. Otherwise, I'll not be able to make it up.
Yeah.
Because when females are working, what I personally feel is, without the help of that is husband or somebody who is in the house, it is highly impossible for a female to balance everything properly. Or if not possible, maybe he is also at some other work and you're not possible. So appoint a maid or somebody who can help you at that point. Or what I personally do is, I used to cut all the vegetables and keep it in the previous night, or take my husband's help to cut all the vegetables and keep it previous night and I used to plan all my cooking, what is to be done in the previous night itself.
Okay.
Sometimes the preparation used to be so much that, because if I had to go for my first class and I can't be even late by a single minute, what I used to do is, I used to keep even the rice in the vessel and dal also in the vessel, and keep my cooker clean and kept on the stove, and even as well put in a small vessel. I used to put even the tea powder, sugar powder, everything, and keep it ready. Just close everything and water in a tumbler. Just immediately as soon as I get up, I put it and switch on everything.
Wonderful. Right.
Even the vegetables. So 3 burners, everything will be running, and one more burner will be running with the milk or water. So
I can imagine that. So you were sharing many tips here, but what would you consider in the context of work plus home? What would you consider as the most important or your top productivity tip?
Top productivity tip in the sense, we have to, first thing is, we have to make up our mind that this is my family and this is my work. And I have to balance this. And we should not, first, very most important thing is, we should not be lazy. If you are lazy, lazy is your enemy. That is what I feel. So if in sometimes say there are situations that wherein you get sick and you cannot do. So such times, what I say is just take a break from your work.
Right.
You can't balance such time. So take a break, take a day off, and just take complete rest and regenerate yourself and start working. And more importantly, one more aspect is, every weekend you go out with your family and spend some time that really regenerates any person for that matter. It need not be like say going to anywhere like some other place or picnic also. It can be just to a grocery shop, go with your family and spend your time with the family, because most guilt what a working women will have is, I'm not spending my time with my family. If I would not have worked, maybe I would have done better. But what I personally feel even during this corona period is, I was much better rather than staying at home. As were much better when I was going out and doing the work, because I was so systematic and everything used to be in time and everything used to be in place, because we know we have to do this at this time and all the things will be systematic.
Wonderful. And do you feel now when your daughter is much more older, it is much more easy to balance work and home as compared to when she was younger?
No, not at all. I feel, because as children grow, no, they start seeking a friend in you.
Right.
And they seek your time, more time. When they are children, you can put them into some playing and just get them engaged, and you keep doing your work parallelly. But now it's not so.
Yeah.
You have to give complete time to your child, and you have to be friendly with them. You have to talk to them. Otherwise, you'll lose them.
Right.
You lose. You don't know what they're doing, and they'll be in their own world, and we have to be in our own world.
Yeah.
Then there is no concept of family at all, right?
True.
And you have to share your things with your child. Then they'll have a confidence. They will also share back.
Okay. See, let us come to something which is a huge challenge for most working women. It is in terms of childcare options. So maybe now your daughter is grown and the childcare per se of somebody physically being there when you are away or out of the house may not be as relevant now, but especially in the context of your daughter when she was a toddler or the early years, right? What kind of childcare options were available? What did you feel was the best option? What worked for you?
I was in a town actually wherein I could get a maid who used to, like, even there also I used to travel to my work around 25 kilometers. So what I used to do is I used to prepare everything, whatever is required for the child, and I used to keep everything ready on the table. And as by the time I was leaving, my maid used to come and take charge of the child. So, and along with that, my husband was always nearby, because his working place was almost nearby always. So he used to peep in 2-3 times, and he used to keep me updated with whether she's fine or not, or how she's doing. And if anything emergency is there, he used to call me and say, "You please come back." I used to come back.
Okay. And when she was in those in-between years, it's not like the toddler age when there is a physical somebody to take care, monitor, etc. But especially the early teenage years and all, you can't leave the child alone in the house. At the same time, you can't keep one maid to look after her. So during that time, how did you handle?
The issue I would like to tell you is, when I came to Bangalore, I was in a working place. I joined a new engineering college, wherein the procedures were so difficult that once a faculty enters inside a college, they could not come out till they take permissions from so many.
Okay.
So suddenly my husband called me one day and he was telling, "See, your daughter is having a stomach pain and I'm taking her for scanning. Doctor suggested scanning. I'm taking her there. You please come immediately. She's crying for you." So I thought, okay, I'll go out, because we never had experience of Bangalore life. sudden, that was new working place for me as well. Then I went and asked my HOD, sir, I have to go out. Then he's told you have to take permission from 2-3 people. And by the time I took permissions from all these people, I was fed up. It was almost more than 40 minutes to come out of the gate of the college. So later I took almost 1 hour to come out. So that was a desperate situation for me, that I had to go to my daughter, and they're telling all procedures that I have to bear. So I have to get signatures. That is not important.
Correct.
What is important is my child's health and my presence at that point of time.
Correct.
And then that day I decided I'm not going to work in this institution because this is not for me.
Yeah, so there I just want to add one point for the benefit of the listeners. So if the workplace is not friendly, so here it is not, I'm saying forget about women, for anybody it is not friendly, but if you feel there is a huge disadvantage, nowadays there are lots of options. You don't have to tolerate everything.
So that is what I feel. That is the day I decided, and after that semester, because I didn't want to disturb the students in between by leaving the semester in between because of ethicality. So immediately semester ended, I resigned from there and came out. See, there is always option. See, if you are intelligent and if you are competent enough, the world will always invite you, because people need such people in the world.
Right.
So you don't need to struggle for that particular job which is bothering your family and wherein you're finding it difficult to work. You can always get out of it.
Correct. Again, we are coming back to that confidence in your own capabilities, which will open the doors for you.
True.
We were talking about those in between years in terms of what kind of childcare options were available and what you used.
Then actually, that is one lady who used to be staying with me, because in between my husband was not there in station also. I had to manage everything alone. Only once in a week he used to come. So I kept that lady with me in home and trained her how to take care of my child.
Okay.
Starting from how to feed her, what to feed her, what not to feed, what you have to tell, what not to tell, everything I instructed her clearly, and I made sure she is doing all that. Then alone I started going back to the job.
Okay.
So that 1 month break probably I took it. So to train her.
Okay.
So that there will be no issues. To coming to Bangalore, I faced the real difficulties, challenges, because you can't trust people around here. You don't know who is who.
Okay.
So that is one difficult thing. What we try to manage this balance was either my husband is there or I am there.
Okay.
So we used to balance this. We had a very tough time balancing this. That 3 to 4 years of period was really horrible, because at UKG level, they'll leave the schools by 12 o'clock.
Correct.
By the time my husband used to finish his shift and he used to come back was 3. So by that 3 hours was a crucial period for us.
So the problem of finding a trustworthy person or a place where you can leave a child continues to be a challenge, right?
Yeah, that is always there. What I found a solution is, I used to take my daughter to a dance teacher, and her mother became a very good friend of mine. We were just chit-chatting like this. So what I did is, I used to engage my daughter's time in such a way that after she comes back from school, she had to have lunch, and my husband used to manage that lunch period time, and then she has to go to that dance class or.
Okay.
And along with that, I asked that lady, where can you please take care of her till my husband comes back? And she was very good lady. Because I knew her personally, I could trust her and live at her house.
Okay. So if there is one thing you want your family members or maybe extended family members should understand, should be aware of in the context of you being a working woman, what would that be? Sometimes we may feel, no, why are they not able to understand this situation? Why are they still expecting something else from me? So what is the one thing you would like to share with them?
The thing is, they should also understand. See, why this conflict comes is, first thing is, we will be thinking of making our child independent. But the people who are older or somebody else, they'll think that why such a small child should do all the work. So this, even I faced in my family. But we had a little fight also with this. Then I told them, no, you shouldn't do this, because I want to make my child independent, because I'm not going to get your support always. If you are there for us, then it's fine. I will not force her to learn all this right now. Maybe a little later I'll teach. But if you're not there for us because they have their own commitment, so I cannot force you to be with me. So if that's the situation, then you have to like allow her to do whatever I am doing, because otherwise if you disturb in between, I will have a difficulty facing always. This difficulty I always faced every time I used to teach, every time they used to
Yeah, so this is one area where you could, again, I feel that you have used that opportunity to talk openly about it.
yeah, we have to.
Is it something which you have not shared, which you feel maybe I wish there was more understanding on this particular aspect? Yeah.
The thing is, here, how I try to solve this is, I sat with them, I told them, see, this is not going to work out like this because I am working. I don't want to quit my job. I made it clear to them. I don't want to quit my job because I am working not for money. I am working for my happiness. I find happiness in doing this work, so I am working. It doesn't mean that I can do everything, but there is a problem for me. I have to manage all this. So people, please don't intervene with this when I'm teaching something to my child. But sometimes they used to also take care of the child whenever they used to come up. So then I never used to object. So we should also react accordingly whenever they are there and whenever they are not there. We have to strike this balance, and when they go out again, children will be again used to that, and they'll feel much easier.
Correct.
And so in that period, you need to do this welding job.
Right.
You need to bring them back to the track, tell them nobody is there now. You have to listen to whatever I am telling. You have to be little harsh on children sometimes. So that is also required. You have to be little strong at that point. Otherwise, they will be again spoiled. Yeah, faced a lot of things about this because which I could not share because their thinking was totally different from my thinking. And I'm a totally free-minded person, and they are totally conservative kind of people. So I understood this. They are conservative, but interference of them with every aspect was little bothering me. So even I started deteriorating with my health as well. Then I went to my doctor. I actually go to an Ayurvedic doctor. He actually sat and asked me. He told there is no issues with you with respect to health. Only thing what I feel is you are under a lot of stress. He told me you have to take out this stress. Then I asked, this is my situation. You please tell me what should I do. He told nothing can be done. You cannot change others. What you can do is, thing is, I was not kind of a person who used to open up and say everything with everybody earlier.
Okay.
A few things I was telling, but many things I used to keep it inside. So he told, you start opening up and you just tell whatever is there in your mind to others, if they want it or not.
So you had to train yourself to talk about many things, which you earlier would not have.
Yeah, true. Because I was a kind of very, very soft person. And I used to even think, if I speak like this, if somebody will get hurt or so. I used to torture myself rather than telling that to somebody else. So this was happening and it was eating away my health. So then I decided, no, this I should not allow. My health is more important to me, and I have to take care of myself. Otherwise, nobody is going to come and take care of me. So that one thing females should be always alert about, because once you lose health, everything will fall down.
Correct.
So that is very, very important. So you have to take care of your health, which is more important. Then he started telling you, he told, I used to do always exercising, all this yoga was part of my life since childhood. I used to because of balancing of time, I used to do whenever I used to free. Otherwise, I used to leave it. Later, I started doing it regularly.
Okay.
So that could give me little more strength. I started doing the Surya Namaskara, which literally gave me a lot of strength, as well as it boosted my immunity and even my confidence as well. That I would like to share to anybody.
That is nice.
There is another part, which I took a strong decision is, I stopped frequent communications with them because it was a very, very difficult situation for me whether I should do that or not. Because they used to know my plans and they used to intervene in everything. So I felt this is enough. Enough is enough. But at the meantime, I didn't want it to lose the relationships. So what did I tell to myself is, and whenever they used to come home, I never used to get any help from them. Rather, I used to get up at 4 o'clock and do everything and then go. So it was a challenging fact for me. So then I thought to myself, and actually I discussed with my husband, see, whenever somebody comes, you will stop helping me. That is a time where I require more help from you. You cannot deny this.
Yeah.
Because my work will be double during that time.
Right.
Then he understood and he started helping me despite of the conservativeness in the family.
Right.
Then actually he was also looked at like, oh,
Yeah.
like your wife's husband, something like that. But he also helped me actually, and then understood and helped me. And after that, still they started intervening into every decision of my home, even through phone calls and all these things. Then I felt this is too much. They should not interfere in every aspect and every decision of my life.
Right. So that is the one thing that it's a message saying that there is a certain way in which you are trying to balance this, and maybe not interfering would be the best help.
No, what I did is I stopped communicating too much. But meanwhile, I had to maintain relationships with them. I cannot say because they are part of my family, so I
Right.
can't completely cut them out. So what I did, I put it in my mind. See, these are the very important person God has sent to me to take care of. This thing I told to myself. So I have to take care of them without expecting anything from them.
Right.
So whatever may be the situation, I never raised my voice. I never told them anything. Whatever they used to tell, I used to say, okay, I'll do. I used to do whatever I could do. That's a different issue.
Yeah.
So
You have adapted yourself in terms of how you can face that situation better. I'm saying in terms of doing the things around the house is one thing. In terms of mentally accepting things and to handle it with more maturity, which is aligned to your life. Fact that you acknowledge you need help. And these are the things that will help me deal with this situation better. And accepting that no point in expecting others to change. This is how I have to deal with it myself. And in the process, this is the help I need for myself.
what I learned all through my life is stop expecting from others.
Okay.
Secondly, accept people as they are, whoever it is. Meanwhile, you maintain your dignity and your principles and whatever you are. So these three things, if we adopt as a female, certainly I think anybody would be able to come over all the difficult situations.
Thank you for all the things that you opened up and shared. Let us hear from Anita, who works in a multinational company as a senior manager. She is 40 and is also the mother of a college-going young man. So in that, the first question is, we hear the phrase balancing work and home often, okay, only in the context of women. It's as if we need to balance all of these, okay, on some 10 hands that we may have, else one or the other may fall off.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the top 3 things you do to manage work and home well as a woman?
The first very important thing is the support system. If the support system is not there, Krishna, that will be the first failure thing for you, because you will just not be able to focus on your work.
Okay, I have questions on how to make it happen. But first point, support system. Yeah.
Support
and
system is very, very important. And second and third is that, obviously, I think one important thing what we women fail to do or kind of give it away is that, nurturing ourselves, well-being of ourselves, be it your own gym, be it your own yoga, be it your own walking, be it your own well-being is something, we just sacrifice over a period of time. No, I'm going to work, I just have this much of time. Let me go. The guilt which it keeps running in your mind,
right.
that I think you should come out of it. You chose what you are supposed to be doing and be happy with it. There is no guilt about it, right? So the moment you have chosen the way you want it, welcome it wholeheartedly. Don't ever find that guilt in your space at all. Otherwise, there is no happiness in this whole thing, right?
Correct.
End of the day, when you try to do this, it's the whole mantra is, are you happy by doing this?
So focus on the self-nurture part of it.
Self-nurturing is very, very important.
And any other point also you want to add?
Self-nurturing, grooming, whatever you call. And another thing is, you got to be relevant to the topic. We do tend that, be it men or women, this is both for them. But then one important thing is that you have to keep learning, Krishna. There is no end to it. Yeah. So please ensure that, you are giving quality time to learn and keep be relevant to the market, be relevant to the industry. That's very, very important.
Okay. So that helps, because otherwise you are making compromises and then it is a downward spiral from then on.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Let's move on. Your top productivity tip. It can be at workplace, it can be at home, doesn't matter. Whatever works best for you.
I am an early bird.
Okay.
I try waking up early in the morning, do all my, yoga, walking, whatever I prefer to do.
How early is early?
5:30 is my alarm. But after
Okay.
2 snooze, it will be 5:50 max.
Okay.
So 5:50 max. Then
So that helps. You are aware that works best for you.
That works best for me. And another productive at this point in time, if I really have to wear the context of where I am right now as a leader and my current scenario, the way it is, Krishna, I got married very early, and I have a child when I was 21. Okay.
Okay.
My child is already grown up and he is going to college. He don't really need me as frequent as he might have required me during his very young age. Right. And it's kind of very organized, settled, and you do your own routine things which are there, right? At your leadership level, when you're growing, you're getting into the leadership.
So the challenges of being a parent is at a different level now, but not where it demands in terms of the physical running around and the day-to-day logistics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So marry early. Yeah, good.
Marry early. Have a child early in your life. It will definitely help you. Yeah.
So what you're saying is, so now when you are 40, you are having those responsibilities remain, but you are somewhere equipped to take up leadership roles and devote more time to it without compromising on your role as a parent at home.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what, as per you, is the best childcare option available? What option for you? You have said you have set up a support system. So is it something that it naturally evolved, or you put in some effort towards setting up that support system?
Oh, definitely. Without the efforts, I don't think it is going to come and sit on your life like you did mention in the beginning. One is that the best option is, I think you will have to go back to your old, I hate to call old age, but then your previous, systems where the joint family, where you are with your parents-in-law and things like that. I tell you, the reason, there are many options, Krishna. We do have a nanny system. We do have ayahs who couldn't come, take care. You can go and put them into crèche, or you can carry the child to the crèche and near your workplace, so that you can keep watching at the child and keep doing it. But nothing in front of, your mom-in-law is taking care, or your mom is taking care of a child, that at the best ease you get, by this option. The best option is your family, your close family, who is watching your kids, who is watching your entire family, who's taking care of. Otherwise, it's definitely going to be, I did mention that the guilt which keeps running in your mind, it always keeps running in back of your mind. I do not know what is happening. Is she taking care of well? To manage a nanny, you need another management. So I feel that, the system of having the family, the close family, being with elders, and nothing comes like that,
Very nice.
Yeah.
So, how was it listening to a few friends talk about how they handle the demands of the job and running a home with older children that too? What are the techniques you employ? I am sure each one of us have our own ways of handling these, what we have learned the hard way over many, many trials. The New Indian Woman podcast is here to make sure everyone doesn't have to discover these ways through trials, to ensure we are able to learn from each other and adapt it to our own context. So I will look forward to your responses on how you handle these challenges, so that I can share the same with the listeners of this podcast. As always, you can reach out to me at krishna@thenewindianwoman.com, and I invite you to share this episode with your friends. So until the next episode, bye-bye and take care.